Everybody, it's Tommy here from saleslucky.com. And I was thinking earlier today about when I had started as a salesperson. There were a couple questions that I would have really liked the answer to before starting out and getting into sales that I would like to share with you guys. So I'm gonna do a series of question and answers, basically for people who are starting out in sales, people who are beginning in their sales careers, and I think it would be helpful for them to uh, understand the answers to these questions, because I know that I certainly would have liked to have the answers to these questions when I started out. Okay, so today's question is: do all salespeople need to lie? I thought that salespeople had to lie or swindle their way to get their way to a deal. It probably had a lot to do with movies and stuff like that. But the answer, having been in B2B corporate sales for a handful of years and being a top performer in my previous roles, the answer to that question, do all salespeople need to lie? The answer is absolutely not. Okay, it's actually quite counterintuitive. The reason is because what will allow salespeople to succeed in today's world is not lying to people, but in fact it's actually the opposite. It's the ability to tell the truth, and it's the ability to build trust. So the reason for that is because if you take a look at our society, 20, 30 years ago, we didn't have the internet, and the salespeople and organizations held all the info. They held all the cards in their hand. But nowadays, with the internet, a customer or prospect can pretty much Google everything about your product. Can Google what other people think about it. Can Google reviews. Can Google features and specifications about your product. So there's nothing really that you can hide anymore. So because of that, because of the internet and the transparency that creates, salespeople can't really get away with lying anymore. Another thing with the internet is that nowadays we're constantly bombarded with just things to do. We're more busier than ever, and we're constantly bombarded with ads and notifications and social media. So there's a lot of noise. So as a salesperson, your ability to cut through that noise, aka tell the truth and provide insights for your customers, is what's really going to allow you to bring value to your customers. So it's the ability to build trust. Which, how do you do that? Well, you tell the customer the truth about your product or your service, and you provide them insights. So you share with them, hey, Mr. Customer, I've been working with 100 other similar businesses that are similar to yours, and this is what they're doing, and this is how we're working with them. I mean, you're not sharing their trade secrets, but it's like you're sharing with your prospect how you've helped others in a similar situation, how you've helped them overcome similar problems and challenges that your prospects are going through. And by doing that, that's going to create value in you. That's going to create value just in the conversation alone that you're having with your prospect. And it's going to be reciprocated. They're going to buy because of that. As far as business owners or decision makers go, or anybody out there in business, people want to hear what their peers are doing. People want to be on the up and up about what's going on in their industries. How are my competitors handling this situation? And if you can share how you're helping others in a similar position, I mean, you don't have to say competitor's name A, B, or C, but you can share with them, generally speaking, how you've been helping other companies in a similar position, facing similar challenges, and that's going to create value in you as the salesperson. And once your customer hears that and they go away and they validate that on their own, and they validate that what you told them was the truth, that's going to build trust in you. So the most important things when it comes to being successful as a salesperson in today's economy, in today's world, is the ability to build trust, which comes down to telling the truth, and the ability to provide insights. In fact, this is what the book Challenger Sale, uh, written by CEB, they did extensive studies of top reps and why they were top reps, and they basically came up with the couple archetypes of different salespeople, and they found out that the top salespeople was this archetype called the challenger salesperson. I mean, in my opinion, I think the challenger name is more of kind of a marketing tactic, um, because it sounds like provocative almost, but at the core of the message, if you read that book, and I've read it uh, 2 times in full, and started to go through it a third time, is that what they're saying is the challenger is just someone who is willing to tell the truth in order to provide insights and educate their customer. Maybe their customer is not even aware of how they're doing things, or maybe not even aware of something that they're not doing, or they're not doing correctly. And then the challenger rep or the salesperson goes in there and tactfully shares insights and helps educate their prospects. I mean, can you see how that can be incredibly valuable to provide those kinds of insights to your customers, and how that would generate goodwill and generate value in you as the salesperson? So keep those things in mind as you embark on your sales journey. And knowing what I know now, I think looking back, it would have certainly helped me a lot when I was developing early on in my sales career, trying to figure out what's the best way to approach this. How should I say this? Should I say this, or should I lie or say something else? You know what I mean? Like, there's some things we're trying to figure out. And if I had known that telling the truth actually creates more trust, and I know it sounds like a no-brainer, but you know, when we're in situations like that where other people are lying and it seems like they're doing well, it can create um, you know doubt in us, right? So if I had known that the most important things were to tell the truth in order to create trust, and to provide insights in order to provide value for my customers, that's what I would have done out the gate, and it would have been a lot easier for me to make those decisions. So again, guys, it all comes down to telling the truth and building trust with your prospects and customers, and sharing insights with them and providing value in those conversations. I mean, can you imagine what it would be like if you provided value for them and shared insights for them with them on every conversation? Can you imagine how much more they'd be willing to show up to the next phone call with you? Of course, right? So hope this video was helpful. And again, this is going to be this is the first part in a series of videos I'm going to do for people starting out in sales. All right, guys, have a good one.